My first memories of Wolfgang Gresch are from long ago. Falkenstein Castle was still under construction. Steam locomotives were used in the Harz Mountains, and the plant on Willislebener Chaussee made brass castings and wire rope. I'm just kidding. Forder und Antriebstechnik Aschersleben manufactured motorized pulleys and idlers since the 1950s.
Wolfgang became managing director in the 1970s when he was only 24 years old.
He led the company through the reunification days in the late 1980s. He helped organize the acquisition of FAA by Interroll in 1991. I first met Wolfgang at Interroll's motorized pulley seminar at Hotel Zum Schwan in Nachterstedt, Germany. Since Aschersleben had no hotels back then, Wolfgang purchased a small house for the company visitors. That's the only time I can remember seeing him with a beard. Here are Mr. Bulk US and Mr. Bulk Europe in 1995 promoting products for Wolfgang. Wolfgang cooperated in numerous R&D projects in the 1990s. Here he is with Klaus Olsen and Holger Hogard with a 320 encoder. At our suggestion, Wolfgang developed a 3-stage gearbox for the Model 320. It took more than 1 year. He and his team then developed a 3-stage gearbox for the Model 220, and it took 8 months. I called Wolfgang in the middle of the night with a request for a 3-stage gearbox for the Model 400 so we could win a big project with UPS. He said, "You will have it immediately." And we did. Throughout 2002, Wolfgang managed the creation of the Interroll Bulk Strategic Business Unit to facilitate its purchase by Romeca. That SBU included manufacturing plants in Germany, England, Spain, and Thailand, and the creation of new companies such as Romeca Corporation in the United States. Wolfgang and Michael Macherov spent a week touring the U.S. with me in 2002 to visit key distributors and end users. It's a good thing Wolfgang was there because I got lost in Kansas City. He and Ralph Paternoga helped me with a bulk presentation at Freiburg University. Wolfgang assisted Jay Graham and me by giving us ideas on company organization. Here is my granddaughter and the entire Romeca Corporation filing system in September of 2003. Wolfgang was a good sport, helping staff seminars and trade shows, participating in fishing responsibilities, and by helping us eat ribs and chicken wings whenever necessary. October 2004 marked the beginning of the Romeca Group sales budget meeting. We all met at Lake Garda in northern Italy. And we cruised on the lake and toured Roman ruins. Wolfgang's travels often took him to Russia and Kazakhstan to enjoy coal mine visits with Alexander Kacharovsky and Dieter Radicke. He also had an opportunity for some cultural tours. At that time, I frequently visited Poland as Mr. Winky the Clown. I remember receiving an urgent call from Wolfgang on a Sunday afternoon requesting a testimonial for German doctors. This was to help a colleague who dressed as a clown to visit kids in the hospital. Wolfgang also gladly came to Las Vegas to help us with exhibitions. Here he is at a kiosk at ConExpo. I remember Wolfgang complaining that he had to listen to our motorized pulley movie 100 times at the booth. I guess he got tired of listening to me speak. Here we are eating dinner in Aschersleben after one of our brush-up seminars. As a member of the holding company committee, Wolfgang watched our group grow each year. Here is our group in Sardinia in 2005. We rode in catamarans to visit the Magdalena Archipelago. And of course, as usual, we ate together. Here we are with Marco Ghisaberti reviewing progress in Wilmington. Wolfgang caught a shark, but we really didn't catch anything big. Oh yeah, yes we did. Here is part of our group in Rapallo, Italy in 2006. I'm surprised to see Wolfgang with a wine bib. I guess he needs it while he's drinking red wine in Rapallo because he's normally a beer drinker. Not long after that, Wolfgang helped me with the presentation at the Bulk conference in Barcelona, Spain.
Back in Aschersleben, Wolfgang planned the expansion of the production center in 2007. He announced the project with Emilio Moreschi and Marco Ghisaberti. Wolfgang periodically inspected the construction to make sure all was going well. And occasionally, he even lent a helping hand.
Take a look at our group in Malta in 2007. Here are the brave Knights of St. John. Not long after that, Wolfgang and I welcomed our best distributor, Roger Maintenon, to Germany. Here are the 3 Iron Men of Ferropolis. We also visited Kali and Salz in Bernburg. After that, we visited Wittenberg, made famous by Martin Luther. Here is Grandpa Wolfgang enjoying ice cream with his grandson in Wittenberg. And here is my granddaughter in my office. Maybe she'll want to sell motorized pulleys one day. In 2008, our growing group met at Peralada, which is north of Barcelona, Spain. We toured the Salvador Dali Museum, and, of course, we ate together.
2008 also marked the completion of the new production center and our R&D department. You can see the fully functional R&D center in the foreground. As usual, he was always planning for the future. And here is the new Model 1000 HD. It was developed under the leadership of Hans-Henrik Hunicke.
The ever-expanding Romeca Group met in London in 2009. You can see Karsten Spangard on the left and Fabio Ghisaberti in the center. We rode the famous London Eye. Here is Wolfgang trying to see the Queen. But I think she was busy. We ate together at Cambridge University, and we felt a lot smarter after that meal.
Wolfgang welcomed my wife Diane to the facility in 2010. She finally had an opportunity to see the plant and meet the people. One of the biggest favors he ever did for me was to suggest that I take Diane to Dresden. It was one of the most beautiful, wonderful tours of her life, and we talk about it almost daily. Here we are enjoying Eisbein with some U.S. customers and our other group colleagues. Later in 2010, our growing Romeca group met in Lisbon, Portugal. We toured the old city. And there is our good friend Singh on the right hand of the trolley. We saw the beautiful Lisbon monument to world expansion. And in the evening, we saw the beautiful Sintra Castle. Rather than meeting in Europe in 2011, the Romeca group met at Pilanesberg National Park in South Africa. Here is the friendly elephant that came by every day. He wanted to join the meeting. Here we are at the ConExpo exhibition in 2011. I had the pleasure of introducing Wolfgang to executives from Mebrag at our booth. I wonder why he didn't meet them in Germany. I got nervous when I saw Wolfgang at an exposed drive system booth, but he told me, "Mike, I was just checking out the competition." It must have been very tiring because he just sat around for the rest of the day. The Romeco Group met at Lago Maggiore in Italy in 2012. We celebrated the company's 50th anniversary that year. We met at Riva del Garda on Lake Garda in Italy in 2013. During our tour, we saw the beautiful Limone sul Garda on Lake Garda, and we saw the picturesque Malcesine. Here we are with Brian Vrablick, our new sales manager, and Gavin Hall, the managing director of Melco, during our visit at Aschersleben. You can also see Verena Fuhrman, soon to be Verena Gresch, next to me. Our group met in Berlin in 2014. Here we are at the Brandenburg Gate. In addition to 2 days of meetings, we had a little bit of beer during dinner at the Hofbrauhaus. Wolfgang really enjoyed that. Actually, we all did. Not long after that, we welcomed Jason Janisch to our plant in Germany. Here Wolfgang is presenting our 1000 HD assembly area. Jason's company purchased Roger Maintenance Company. We introduced Jason to our staff, and of course here is Carola Winter. Here is Romeca Germany's staff in 2015. Tobias Badke has joined the company as operational director. The Romeca Group met in Prague in 2015. Our group has never been bigger. In addition to our normal 2 days of meetings, we toured beautiful Prague via bus, boat, and foot. During our tour, we saw amazing Romanesque, Gothic, Baroque, and Renaissance architecture. This is St. Vitus Cathedral within the castle complex. And this is the famous Charles Bridge as seen from the water. You can see the Prague Castle in the distance. As usual, we ate together. Here is Wolfgang helping me with restaurant etiquette. He was explaining the meanings of Fräulein, Jungfrau, and Jungfrau. Personally, I don't see why people make such a big deal about it. The year 2016 has certainly brought special changes and activities. In January, Wolfgang changed his role at Romeca Germany from Managing Director to Project 16 Project Manager. This project will significantly expand idler production capability. Here, Wolfgang is looking for a good spot to put the new building. He's still looking, and he's still looking. Finally, he chose a nice place for the new building. Yes, I think he likes that spot just fine. See him smiling? Not long after that, he spoke during the laying of the cornerstone. And since Wolfgang is a hands-on kind of guy, he mixed the mortar. And he put the ceremonial roller into its time capsule. In February, we had a very productive motorized pulley workshop at Schloss Meisdorf. Here are Wolfgang and me with Roy Ball. And here is our group touring Falkenstein Castle, enjoying the freezing winter weather. Believe it or not, this photo shows Wolfgang right before he danced for us at our medieval celebration. I never thought I would live to see that sight. And speaking of celebrations in Aschersleben, Wolfgang Gresch and Verena Fuhrman announced their wedding plans. June 25th of 2016 should be a very good day. Wolfgang, I hope you have enjoyed our little walk down memory lane. We have looked at the past with its challenges and its triumphs. Now, we look toward the future. I am sure you will do an excellent job on Project 16 and anything else your hand touches, building for the future, just as you have done your entire working life. Wolfgang, thanks for the memories. I pray that you will have a good life. I am happy we are friends.
Wolfgang, vielen Dank für die vielen schönen Erinnerungen. Wolfgang, ich bin so froh, dich zum Freund zu haben. Dich zum Freund zu haben. Dich zum Freund zu haben. Junge Frau, and Fräulein. Fräulein and Junge Frau and Junge Frau. Ach.